Hello everyone. Today I want to explain to you about buoyancy force. Okay, what is buoyancy force? Buoyancy is the force that exerted on an object that is wholly or partly immersed in a fluid, static fluid. Okay, the symbol that usually used to present the buoyancy force is B or FB. Okay, the SI unit for the buoyancy force is usually Newton or N. Okay, buoyancy is caused by difference in pressure acting on opposite side of an object immersed in a static liquid. Okay, the buoyancy force is caused by the pressure at the top of the object and the difference of bottom pressure of the object. Based on the Archimedes principle, the factor that affect the buoyancy is the density of the fluid, the volume of the fluid displaced, and the local acceleration due to the gravity. The buoyant force is not affected by the mass of the immersed object or the density of the immersed object.
Today, I will show you how to derive how was the buoyant force formula for buoyant force is derived. Based on this diagram, you can see buoyant force is equal to force at the bottom here minus the force at the top here. So this is the formula. We start from here. We can then we convert the force into a pressure using this. Pressure is equal to force over area. So force equal to pressure and times with area. And this we got it. Then we separate the area. A is area, we separate from each. And then we using the formula for the pressure, which is rho GH. So, rho GH. At the force at the pressure at the bottom here is equal to rho is density of the fluid times with G and time with H. For this force for this pressure at the bottom, H is equal to H plus L, which is the depth of the object and also the length of the object here. And then force at the top is density times with gravity and H, which is the depth of the object. And then the A. And then we expand this equation we got here, and then we can skip this positive and minus, positive and minus here, and then we left with rho G, length of the area as well as the area of this object, the surface, and then this length times with area is equal to volume. Yeah, and this is the final formula for this buoyant force. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to our lecturer, Sir Aiman. And our main topic actually about buoyancy. So my friend just explained to you introduction of buoyant force, buoyancy, and in derived formula for buoyant force formula. So my topic is I will talk about what is the relationship between density and buoyancy. First and foremost, we take a look at definition of density and definition of buoyancy. So density is commonly a ratio of mass and volume, as we know that the formula of density will equal to mass over volume, and reduction in volume lead to increase the density. So about buoyancy is the force exerted by the liquid on the object immersed in the liquid buoyancy, and buoyancy also depends on the volume of the object, not on the mass. And it will lead to the higher the volume, higher the amount of liquid it displaces, and higher will be the buoyancy force. I'm sure that you already know, because my friend just explained to you in the introduction. And let's take a look at buoyancy force formula. So B equal to rho F, that is fluid density, times by V, displaced body volume, and times by G, standard gravity. And we notice that in the formula there is a volume, and the density formula is rho equal to mass over volume, and also there is a volume in this formula. So to make you more clear, I prepared the diagram that relate about buoyancy, floating, and stability, and then we answer the question. So when the density of body is less than the density of liquid, the body will float. And if the density of body and equal to density of fluid, it will naturally buoyant. And if the density of body is higher than the density of liquid, it will the body will submerge. So this is the diagram that make you more clear about what is the relationship between density and buoyancy, and I hope it will answer your question. Thank you.
A submarine is created to either float or operate while submerged in water. So here's a question. Which buoyancy force acts on the submarine are greater, whether the submarine is floating or submerged completely in water? What do you think? Let's imagine two blocks of wood placed on water. As you can see, a part of the block displaced by water are shown by the red shaded region. We see that the block displaces more water when it's held beneath the surface. For the second case, the buoyancy force acts on the block of wood is greater because all of its volume displaced by water. Whereas for the first case, which the block of wood is floating, only part of its volume displaces water. Overall, for all cases, both blocks are at rest and in equilibrium state. Back to the submarine. So what holds the submarine beneath the surface and in equilibrium? The answer is an increased weight. How? A submarine contains an interior ballast tank that can take in water greatly to increase its weight. Basically, a submarine with its ballast tank filled with water is technically heavier than one with an empty ballast tank. If it takes even more water, its weight will further increase and it will continually descend. For a submarine to ascend, let's say to the surface of water, it employs compressed air that blows water out of the ballast tank. The submarine becomes lighter and buoyancy force is now greater than its weight, pushes it to the surface of water, whether in equilibrium at the surface or beneath the surface. The net force on the submarine is zero. In both cases, the buoyancy force is now equal to the weight of submarine, less when floating and greater when submerged. In summary, a submarine dives into water by opening its ballast tank to take in water. To float back on the surface, it empties water by squeezing it out with compressed air.